Hey guys, welcome back. It's Redox, and in this video we're going to talk about the Titan once again. And there's a good reason as to why the Titan is featured in so much of my videos, and it's because the Titan is the absolute king at taking down ground vehicle units, whether it's from the tech lab or whether it's from the war factory. The Titan is very strong against ground vehicle units, and because they have a massive amount of health, it is so hard to take down one of those units. So if you don't have the right unit composition, you're going to have a hard time dealing with them. And of course, if your opponent brings a Titan, they always bring in the Wolverine, because the Wolverine is like the best buddy for the Titan. It deals with all the air and the infantry units that the Titan has a hard time dealing with. And also the zone troopers, sometimes you'll see that as well, along with some other tech lab units. So 80 to 90% of my GDI opponents have literally been using the same unit composition, where they would try to get a Titan and a Wolverine as quick as they can on the battlefield because it's such a strong composition. And for some reason, they always use Colonel Jackson. So now when I see Colonel Jackson, I immediately think Titan and the Wolverine. And there's a good reason as to why Colonel Jackson works very well with these units. It's because if you use his movement speed and attack speed ability on the Titan or the Wolverine, of course their average speed is going to be boosted to fast. They can walk faster around the map, and they can also deal much more damage over time quickly as well with the attack speed boost. So let's go ahead and play this first game right here. And I go for a Harvester and I go for a Barrack, thinking this might just be a regular game. But this map is very good to go into the double Harvesters because all the crystals are tucked away in the corner, and it's kind of hard to reach the enemy lines. Trying to harass those enemy Harvesters is quite difficult to do in this type of map. I go for a Shockwave, and I do now see that he has the double Harvesters, and I'm like, oh shoot, this guy's definitely going for a tech lab. He's definitely going to start pumping out those Titans and Wolverines, and I cannot let him do that. But unfortunately, because he's got this quick moving level 9 Shockwave right now, there's not much I can do against this. So I build a Rhino, and I just try to control the map here. And he goes for the Jump Jet Troopers, and Jump Jets are very good against War Factory vehicles as well. And unfortunately, these Jump Jets are pretty much going to take care of any Rhinos that I pump out. And now he decides to rush across the map and go for my Harvesters, which kind of sucked because of course if I let him have this early crystal advantage, this would be very bad for me. So I build a quick minigun turret and I move my Shockwave to the top. Now I build another Shockwave, and luckily for me, these two Jump Jets will be taken care of just in time. I almost do end up losing my Harvester, and I want to go for a quick launch pad here. I do want to secure this launch pad because the longer this game goes, the worse it will get for me. In this game, I didn't have the right units, neither did I bring in the Tech Lab units to counter this Wolverine Titan combo. He's already got a Wolverine on the map. So I definitely wanted to win this game as quick as I can. And luckily, I did secure the first missile here, and this would make my game easier for me. But this whole time, I was wondering, what the hell am I going to do? Because now I see the Titan on the battlefield, and all of my War Factory units are going to get obliterated. You see that Pitbull going down. I didn't have the right units to really counter this. And what I decide to do now is, okay, I can try either holding on to his launch pads, because now he's going to pump out Wolverines and Titans repeatedly, or I can just go for his base. So what I tried to do was I moved all my Shockwaves to his base, as Shockwaves, like the Flame Troopers, do damage on the base over time. And as you guys can see, I literally, like, at this point was very negative about the outlook on this game. I was thinking, okay, how am I gonna win this game? I had one helipad unit, which was the Hammerhead, which does absolutely nothing to ground units. I didn't have any Orca Bombers either, so I start just doing some damage on his base. I try to distract him with my Hammerhead here, and I'm gonna slow it down here. The missile's almost done. I move one of my Hammerheads onto my launch pad. He's focused with his Titan on the top, killing my Harvester. I'm like, okay, wait up. I can move my Harvester onto his launch pad as well, and I can secure the missile. I can win this. I distracted him in a way where he wasn't really focused on the launch pads here at the end, and I secured the second missile, winning me the game, and I was so happy about this win. I outplayed him. I outsmarted him here at the end. At the end of the day, not securing these launch pads will cost you the games. There are always ways to win the games if your opponent is not paying attention to the map. you know, it's not just, you know, going protecting your base, but it's also about securing those launch pads, and he forgot about that, and that's what won me the game here. Alright, this will be the second game, and once again we see Colonel Jackson. And when I see Colonel Jackson, now I think of Tech Lab. That's what I think of now, because every single of my GDI opponent, I swear, have been using this composition against me. And this time I'm playing as not. I go right into the attack bikes because I'm like, okay, nope, I'm not gonna let him farm. I don't want him to pump out those units as fast as he can, because of course that's going to ruin my day and it's gonna make my game so much more harder. And now he goes for a Pitbull. Luckily he didn't have the infantry barrack opening with the missile squads, so his war factory opening with a Pitbull unfortunately won't save his harvester, and I kill off his harvester. I go for my own harvester now. This puts me at a good advantage here. I go right into the Giga Cannon because I used the Giga Cannon instead of the Scorpion tank in this game. And my Giga Cannon does some work on his Pitbulls, but his Pitbulls have a lot of health because they're at level 10, and my Giga Cannon is at level 7, so it doesn't do as much damage as it should have been had it been at a higher level. So I try to protect my Giga Cannon here as well with my attack bikes. But unfortunately, because the Giga Cannon does have a low amount of health, it will go down to his Pitbulls here. And he boosts up his Pitbull here, and he goes right for my Harvester, which I wasn't really paying attention too much to. And unfortunately, that early lead I had when I killed his Harvester is now gone. And he gets the 300 crystals as he kills my Harvester. And he's going to go into his double Harvester, which is really bad for me, because now he's going to be able to pump out the Tech Lab faster, and he's going to get that economy ramping up. I go for a whole bunch of laser squads now because I'm like, okay, none of my war factory units, even if I build Giga Cannons, because it's at level 7, it just won't be able to do much. So I go for the ultimate counter, which is of course the laser squads, and now he starts going for some rhinos, which of course are going to do a lot of damage to my level 8 laser squads, as his rhinos are at level 10. And I decide to, you know, maybe move my units, spread them around, have one of my laser squads attack his harvester while holding a launch pad. You know, I'm thinking of, okay, what should I do at this point? And luckily in this game, I did bring the Basilisk, and I go for the Temple of Nod, but I, for some reason, didn't go for a Basilisk right away, which is what I should have done in this case. Now he's got a Wolverine on the map as well. The Basilisk actually does a great job at dealing with the Basilisk, with the Wolverine and the Titan as well, because of its 2-tile range, and the Basilisk has that 500% damage boost, which is insane. So I go into a Giga Cannon for some reason here, which definitely wasn't the right choice either. I go for another Giga Cannon while I could have just waited for to build a Basilisk instead. So I definitely made some early game mistakes here. I should have not went for those 2 Giga Cannons, as they just don't do very well against these Titans. So at this point, he takes out another of my Harvester, which gives him more crystals and which slows down my economy. And he's going to take out a 3rd Harvester here, which was my fault. Seeing 2 Titans on the map here like this, I should have just went straight into a Basilisk, which is what I didn't do. And I'm just like, at this point, I think I was just like, I have given up all hope again. It's just like, when I see these units, I just have a hard time thinking, how am I going to win this game? And now his Wolverine is right on top of the Basilisk I just built. But for some reason, my Basilisk actually did take out his Wolverine, even when it was boosted with Colonel Jackson's ability. It takes out his weakened Titan, and it also takes out this Titan, which was almost at full health. The Basilisk is so good against ground vehicle units, and all the hope that was lost to me as I secured this first missile here for myself, that hope came back, and I was like, wait, you know what, maybe I can actually win this game. Maybe my Basilisk, if I just keep building them, I can deal with these units. But the problem right now is his Hammerhead, because his Hammerhead, I didn't have the Phantom or other air units to counter the Phantom with. The only anti-air I had was Attack Bike or the Laser Squads. And the Hammerhead is so beefy, it takes so long for my Laser Squads to take him out. And because he has the Wolverine is going to absolutely shred my Laser Squads. As you guys see, the Wolverine just does so much damage to infantry units. I go for 2 Basilisks here. He moves his Hammerhead in here again. And even though my Basilisk is dealing with all of his ground mechanical units, his one Hammerhead just took down another Basilisk and is going to take down a 3rd Basilisk, while it lives barely against my missile laser squad there. And I build another Basilisk here, and I try to move my laser squad to kill that weakened Hammerhead, but it gets grinded, shredded by that Wolverine, unfortunately. And this one Hammerhead kills 4 basilisks. And I didn't have an economy going. Keep in mind, my harvester was constantly being killed. It takes me a lot of crystals to actually build one of those basilisks. So losing those 4 basilisks like that was very tough. And at this point, as you guys see, I'm going to slow down the game once again. He has his Wolverine focused on the top, trying to kill that my harvester. And my attack, I'm like, okay, the missile's almost done. I just need to secure this, and I can win the game. My win condition is here. That is what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, I can win this. His slower moving Titan and his Wolverine, unfortunately, won't be able to get to the launch pads in time. As I took out his Hammerhead, it couldn't fight back against my attack spikes, and I win the game. And thank goodness in both of these games, I had the gosh darn launch pads to help me win these games. And that is what really makes this game so fun and great, because there's not just only one win condition, there are so many. You can rush down the enemy base, you can capture launch pads, or you can hold launch pads to win the games, of course. And that is what makes these games so intense, so fun. And in each of these games, I was definitely sweating. You know, they were not easy to play against. You know, at the half point of the game, I lost hope. And I was like, okay, how am I going to get back in this game? But as long as you stay calm and you find out another strategy to play around these units, and, you know, always try to go for that launch pad. That's my advice to you guys. If you go for those launch pads early and you always try to hold on to them, no matter how expensive your opponent units are going to be, if you outplay them and hold these launch pads, you can win games. So as you guys see, the Titan and the Wolverine combo is still quite strong, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's facing this on the ladder, because I've been seeing this composition like in 90% of my GDI opponents right now. I don't know if that rate is going to drop, but it is certainly a very potent and dangerous combo. You guys should be expecting if you see Colonel Jackson as well, because these GDI Tech Lab units are absolutely insane. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Leave a like as well, and subscribe if you still haven't. And I'll see you guys next time.